Have you ever met someone who seems to understand you better than you understand yourself? Someone who seems to operate on a different frequency. They might be a Sigma Empath. Let's embark on a journey into the world of the enigmatic Sigma Empath. They are the rare breed of individuals who can feel and interpret emotions at a depth that many of us can only dream of. Picture a person who can read a room like a book, sensing the undercurrents of emotion that most people miss. That's a Sigma Empath for you. Sigma Empaths are not just emotional sponges, they are independent thinkers who value their solitude. They aren't antisocial, but rather selectively social. They prefer the company of their own thoughts to the noise of the crowd. They are the classic introverts, the lone wolves who can navigate the wilderness of emotions with ease and grace. But don't let the mystique fool you. Being a Sigma Empath is not all rainbows and unicorns. It comes with its own set of challenges. They can be overwhelmed by the barrage of emotions they constantly absorb, leading to emotional exhaustion. And their preference for solitude can often be misunderstood as aloofness or indifference. There are many misconceptions and stereotypes surrounding Sigma Empaths. Some people see them as cold and detached, while others view them as overly sensitive. But the truth is, they are neither. They are simply tuned into a different emotional frequency, one that allows them to understand and empathize with others on a deeper level. Now you might be thinking, wow, a Sigma Empath sounds like the perfect friend or partner. But hold your horses. It's not that straightforward. Dealing with a Sigma Empath can be like walking a tightrope. One wrong move and you could find yourself falling into a vortex of emotions you never knew existed. Intriguing, isn't it? But before you go looking for a Sigma Empath to befriend, let's delve into why you might want to think twice. Imagine carrying the weight of your emotions, and then adding the emotions of everyone around you. Sounds overwhelming, doesn't it? Welcome to the world of a Sigma Empath. They're like emotional sponges, soaking up the feelings and emotions of others, sometimes even before they're expressed. It's a unique ability, but also a heavy burden. Imagine walking into a room and instantly feeling the emotions of everyone present. It's like having a sixth sense, but instead of seeing dead people, you're feeling everyone's happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. It's an emotional whirlwind that can be both enlightening and exhausting. This emotional overload is a constant reality for Sigma Empaths. This emotional overload isn't just about feeling too much. It also impacts their mental health. The constant barrage of emotions can lead to anxiety, stress, and even depression. They often find themselves feeling drained, both emotionally and physically, after spending time in crowded places or with large groups of people. Now, don't get me wrong, being a Sigma Empath isn't all doom and gloom. This emotional sensitivity also allows them to understand and connect with others on a deeper level. They're great listeners, and their ability to empathize makes them comforting and supportive friends. But these intense emotional experiences can make interactions with them quite intense. Imagine having a conversation where the other person is not just hearing your words, but also feeling your emotions. The conversation could be about something as mundane as the weather, but to a Sigma Empath, it's a deep emotional experience. They're not just participating in the conversation, they're living it. This emotional intensity can be overwhelming for some. It's like being on an emotional roller coaster where the highs are exhilarating, but the lows can be quite daunting. Interacting with a Sigma Empath is not for the faint-hearted. It requires emotional maturity and the ability to navigate through intense emotional landscapes. So, if you're not ready for an emotional roller coaster, a Sigma Empath might not be your ideal companion. But if you're someone who values deep emotional connections and doesn't shy away from emotional intensity, then a Sigma Empath could be the friend, partner, or colleague you've been searching for. Do you enjoy your alone time? Sigma Empaths take solitude to a whole new level. Now let's dive into the isolation factor. This is the third reason why interacting with a Sigma Empath can be a bit of a challenge. Picture this. You're good friends with a Sigma Empath. You've had a great time hanging out, but then out of the blue, they vanish. Weeks pass without a word. You wonder if you've done something wrong, but the answer is usually no. You see, Sigma Empaths are like rechargeable batteries. They have a unique ability to absorb and process the emotions of others, which can be quite draining. So they need to retreat to their inner sanctuary to recharge their emotional batteries. They aren't being rude or dismissive. It's just their way of staying balanced, healthy, and sane. This solitude-seeking nature of Sigma empaths can make maintaining a relationship with them challenging. It's not that they don't care or that they lack affection. Quite the contrary, they feel deeply and care immensely. But they also need solitude for their emotional well-being. It's a bit like trying to hold a bird. The tighter you squeeze, the more likely it is to fly away. Now let's clarify something. This isolation factor is not a sign of an antisocial personality or a rejection of others. It's a form of self-preservation, a way for Sigma empaths to cleanse their emotional palate, so to speak. It helps them to remain grounded, clear-headed, and ready to engage with the world again. So, if you find yourself in a relationship with a Sigma empath, be it friendship, work, or romance, remember to give them the space they need. Respect their solitude. Understand that their need for alone time is not a reflection on you or your relationship. It's simply a part of who they are. In conclusion, maintaining a relationship with a Sigma empath can be like walking a tightrope. But with understanding and patience, it can also be a rich and rewarding experience. Remember, solitude for a Sigma empath is not a choice, but a necessity. If you're a fan of routine and predictability, a Sigma empath might throw you for a loop. Sigma empaths are the epitome of unconventionality. They march to the beat of their own drum, often disregarding societal norms and expectations. There's a certain thrill in their unpredictability, but it can also lead to conflict and confusion, especially in relationships. Imagine this. You're used to a world where people follow certain patterns, where there's a certain order to things. Then in walks a Sigma empath, upending all of that with their unique approach to life. They don't necessarily follow the 9-to-5 grind, preferring instead to carve their own path, whether that's in their career, their hobbies, or their relationships. This disregard for convention isn't born out of rebellion, but rather it's a natural extension of their empathic nature. You see, Sigma empaths feel things deeply, and they have a strong understanding of what makes them happy. If societal norms don't align with that, well, they're not afraid to go against the grain. Their lifestyle is a reflection of their inner world. It's a testament to their individuality and their refusal to be boxed in by expectations. It's inspiring in its own way, but it can also make interactions with them a bit of a wild ride. They might cancel plans at the last minute because they're feeling overwhelmed, or they might decide to take a spontaneous road trip because they need a change of scenery. It's all part of their journey of self-discovery and self-expression. This unpredictability can make them difficult to understand, especially for those who thrive on routine and predictability. It's not that they're trying to be difficult, they're just living their truth. But it can make relationships with them challenging, as their needs and desires can shift rapidly and without warning. So if you find yourself interacting with a Sigma empath, buckle up for an unconventional journey. They'll challenge your perceptions, push your boundaries, and maybe even inspire you to step outside your comfort zone. But one thing's for sure, with a Sigma empath, expect the unexpected. Ready for some hard truths? Sigma empaths won't sugarcoat anything for you. Let's get real here. If you're the kind of person who thrives on flattery, who likes to wear a social mask, or who prefers to avoid the hard truths about yourself, then interacting with a Sigma empath may feel like stepping into a cold shower. These individuals possess an uncanny ability to see through facades, to understand the motivations behind actions, and to bring the unvarnished truth to light. Sigma empaths, by nature, are brutally honest. They don't do this out of malice or a desire to hurt others. Rather, they believe that honesty is the best policy, even when it's uncomfortable. They're not the kind to tell you that your new haircut looks great if they don't genuinely think so. They're the ones who will gently but firmly tell you if they think you're making a mistake. Imagine you're at a party and you've just told a joke that's fallen flat. A Sigma empath won't laugh politely along with the crowd. Instead, they might pull you aside and kindly suggest that your joke might have been a tad inappropriate. It's not that they're trying to embarrass you or put you down. They're simply offering their genuine perspective, with the hope that it can help you grow and improve. However, it's important to remember that such honesty can be a double-edged sword. While it can be refreshing to interact with someone who doesn't play games or hide behind a mask, it can also be confronting, even painful. If you're not ready to face the reality of your actions, your flaws, or your mistakes, then a Sigma Empath's honesty might feel like a slap in the face. So here's the reality check. Sigma Empaths aren't for everyone. They're not the friends for those who prefer pleasantries over truth, comfort over growth. But for those who are willing to embrace honesty, who are ready to face their own realities, a Sigma Empath can be a powerful ally, a mirror that reflects your true self, warts and all. If you can't handle the truth, a Sigma Empath might not be the friend for you. So, are Sigma Empaths the misunderstood heroes of our society, or the emotional vampires we should avoid? That's the question we've been exploring today. We've delved into the enigmatic world of the Sigma Empath, a world filled with emotional intensity, isolation, and an unconventional lifestyle that often sets them apart from the crowd. We've discovered that interacting with a Sigma Empath can be an overwhelming experience. Their emotional overload might be too much for some to handle, and their need for isolation can create feelings of disconnect. Their unconventional lifestyles can also challenge our own norms and expectations. However, we've also seen the unique value they bring to the table. Their empathetic abilities, their depth of understanding, and their ability to perceive emotions and experiences on a profound level make them fascinating individuals. Remember, understanding is the first step to acceptance, and with understanding, perhaps we can learn to coexist with the enigmatic Sigma Empaths.